Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Michaelmas, and welcome to campus for our first big event of the year. Congratulations and welcome to fall and autumn. Truth be told, I feel about half here. The last 3 days, the 7th grade and I have been journeying to Northern California lava beds, National Monument. Raise your hand if you're in the 7th grade. They're the ones with the tired eyes but the big smiles. And this was a switch. We were supposed to have been spending some days at the beach. And having been rained out, instead we found ourselves in the desert. And specifically underneath the desert in caves of lava tubes. And these caves were not for the faint of heart. In fact, as we were going yesterday into a cave called the Catacombs and crawling on our hands and knees to move through the tightest of spaces, only being able to see by our headlamps, you could see along the walls wet mica and black, wet rock all around us, lined with veins of bright green lichen. And at one point I turned to Uma, who was next to me, and I said, "It's like we're in the dragon's lair." It was the belly of the beast. And there were some places where each of us had to squeeze through so tight. 7th grade, could you show with your hands the smallest space that you personally squeezed through? Show it to the audience. Some of those spaces were as many as 15 feet long. And at one point, we spent as many as 4 hours underground. It was not for the faint of heart. I went through my own fear. Raise your hand if you went through fear in that at some point, or faced a challenge at some point in those tubes. You say that word That being said, this time of year can be a lot like that. The plants are descending into the earth. The farmers are picking their last harvest. The stalks are lowering themselves. All the broad leaves are turning red and soon brown and then descending into the earth. The days grow shorter, the nights grow longer. And as the nights become more crisp and the cold wind moves in, that summer feeling that we all had kind of descends within ourselves. This is a time of year that a lot of people experience their own darkness within themselves. A bit of fear comes up as we face our road towards the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. And at this time of year too, why we're coming together today is, yes, to celebrate the harvest and the good work of the farmers. And it's also to face just that. Because fear can do a lot of funny things to us. Can anybody in the audience, has anybody here experienced fear or being afraid at any point in your life? Raise your hand if you have. It is very much part of just being human. And for this festival, when we say this word Michael, and we call upon this being, and we ask for a sword of light, what it's actually just doing is asking for ourselves, a light within ourselves, a sword within ourselves to summon up courage and face our fear, whether it's something small, like being afraid of the dark, which can feel so big, or losing in a game of Foursquare, or scarcity, or losing a friend. We all face our fears. And it can make us turn within ourselves, just like the cold does, or it can make us run away, or it can make us fight with even our friends. And so when we summon up that sword of light and ask for that, we're asking for help to be able to face that fear and move through it. And to have that courage can allow anger or fights to turn into kindness and compassion. It can allow serving oneself to turn into serving others. And it can allow us, instead of turning back, to take charge. And so when we see the 2nd grade put on the play of St. George, it's like we're all St. George, but we're all also the villagers who are afraid of the dragons within ourselves. And simply asking for a bit of help to summon up that sword of light for that iron will to tread forth. And so we invite you here today to bring light to that 2nd grade, who will be sharing that story with us. But first, we will welcome the chorus led by Mr. Cord and Ms. Archer. And following the 2nd grade, each class will provide their sharing to welcome in the darkness by summoning up the light. So thank you very much, and take it away, Mr. Cord.
conquer within me fear and wrath. Michael in heaven cast the dragon forth. When I conquer within me fear and wrath. Michael in heaven cast the dragon forth. When I conquer within me fear and wrath. Michael in heaven cast the dragon forth. When I conquer within me fear and wrath. Michael in heaven cast the dragon forth. When I conquer within me fear and wrath. Michael in heaven cast the dragon forth. When I conquer within me fear and wrath. Michael in heaven cast the dragon forth. When I conquer within me fear and wrath. Michael in heaven cast the dragon forth. Within me fear and wrath. Michael in heaven cast the dragon forth. When I When autumn mist gathers and leaves fall gently down, true strength in me rises, truth there lies waiting crown. When autumn mist gathers and leaves fall gently down, true strength in me rises, truth there lies waiting crown.
You take the lead, my dear friend, for this road has no end, for I am so very, very tired.
In a kingdom, in a faraway land, lived a king with his people grand. One fair daughter had a king, whom he loved above all things. The king was kind to great and small, his people loved him one and all. and tried with courage the beast to slay. Roar! Therefore, to save the kingdom fair, each day 2 sheep were tied out there to calm the dragon's hunger pangs and keep the kingdom from his fangs. But alas, alack, soon all the sheep were in the dragon's stomach deep. So the foe found another way to fend off the dragon day by day. Each day a lot was drawn by all, the chosen one sent outside the wall. No man, no woman, no child was spared, for each equally this dragonly fate did share. One day the lot fell to the princess fair, the princess so gentle with silken hair.
Send not my child off to the dragon fiery and wild.
But others too their children have lost, and all like you have wept at the cost. Please, Father, do not grieve. It is with God's blessing that I leave. The princess said farewell and went to the lake where the beast did dwell. The water surged and heaved about. The dragon's fire began to spout. The princess looked upward to the sun and prayed, "Oh, please send me someone who this fearful beast can tame, and peace to the kingdom win again." The awful creature laughed at her pleas and prepared for his supper most gruesomely. With fire and smoke and poisonous smoke, gliding and sliding, hiding, deriding, huffing and puffing, ramping and roaring, stamping and snoring, groaning and moaning, he planned the girl's death with venomous breath.
What? Who is this here? A princess she must surely be.
Away, kind sir, you must away. You will perish if you stay.
Maiden fair, pray do not weep. Watch beside you I will keep.
Then far out of the clouds it did seem an angel came who brightly gleamed. Michael held high a blazing sword and shook the sky with his strong words.
I bless you, George, most pure of knights. Subdue the dragon with all your might. But remember now that this I say, let your love transform his way.
The knight received the shining blade and held it high before the maid. She who wore upon her face the beauty of the human race. The dragon drew back from the sight, blinded by the blazing light. Down he fell, overcome with dread, while the princess tied a sash around his head.
Oh, beast, you live.
O beast, you live, but you must come and restore lost joy to the maid's kingdom.
In autumn day, my girl, with sword and with shield, passes
sin.
From our fears, we are now free. Thanks and blessings on you be. But the good knight stopped him with a word and spoke with a voice so everyone heard.
Michael, guardian of the light, has helped you with this awful plight. But only this I now do ask, that you set this dragon to some task.
Yes! We'll teach him to plow, we'll teach him to sow, we'll teach him to harrow, to reap and to mow. He'll garner the harvest and line all the flour, and we will grow strong in the strength of his power.
I take my leave now from this land, but if you ever need a mighty hand, turn your gaze to the sun and pray for help. It shall come.
In September, Michael is here. He will help us overcome our fear. Michael, Michael. He will wield his shining sword of light. We shall help him, bravely shall we fight.
The fourth grade has a song of bravery and a poem of silliness to share from Michaelmas.
Through the forest and the meadow on the mighty steed, the wind is blowing. through the night. Galloping, 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 galloping through the forest and the meadow on the mighty steed. The wind is blowing, the night birds calling, faster than a deer in flight, riding bravely through the night. Galloping, 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 galloping. The Dragon's Lament by Jack Prolesky. I'm tired of being a dragon, ferocious and brimming with flame, the cause of unspeakable terror when anyone mentions my name. I'm bored with my bad reputation for being a miserable brute and being routinely expected to brazenly pillage and loot. I wish that I weren't repulsive, despicable, ruthless, and fierce, with talons designed to dismember and fangs finely fashioned to pierce. I've lost my desire for doing the deeds any dragon should do, but since I can't alter my nature, I guess I'll just terrify you.
Okay. Fifth grade has a song of strength.
The autumn winds wail through the trees, through branches and brushes and weeds. Who is the rider on radiant night, on the snowy white shimmering steed? In garments of gold he rides alone, his face like the sun so bright. Oh, Michael, lend us your starry soul, let the darkness of earth fill with light. The autumn winds wail through the trees, through branches and brushes and reeds. Who is the rider on radiant night, on the snowy white shimmering steed?
If you have desires on picking up and following.
Hello. The sixth grade class, the Blue Herons, have prepared a song with a little skit about autumn time and the descent into darkness. Night was mighty dark, for you could hardly see, for the moon refused to shine. Children sitting underneath an autumn tree, for light they pine.
But the little maid was quite afraid of darkness.
So she said,
I think I'll go. The boy began to sigh
looked up to the sky,
and told the moon his little tale of woes.
So shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't seen the brightness since January, February, June, or July. Snow time ain't no time to stay outdoors and croon. So shine on, harvest moon. Think about. Yeah, thank you.
Hearken all, the time is near when all the world at last the truth shall hear. Then the lion shall lie down with the lamb. Our lances shall be turned to reaping hooks, swords and guns be cast as plowshares. Nations shall live in lasting peace. All shall unite together.
Pom pom pa pom 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 pa pom 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 pa pom 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 pa pom then the lion shall lie down with the lamb, and she shall be turned to reaping hooks, swords and guns be cast as plowshares. Nations shall live in lasting peace. All shall unite together. Pom pom pa pom 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 pa pom pom. Then the lion shall lie down with the lamb, and she shall be turned to reaping hooks, swords and guns be cast as plowshares. Nations shall live in lasting peace. All shall unite together. Pom pom pa pom 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 pom.
Hello, happy Michaelmas. The 8th graders have two pieces we're going to share with you today. They think it's just one, but it's actually two. First a piece of prose, and then we're going to follow with a special verse.
Lesson from geese. Fact 1.
As each goose flaps its wings, it creates an uplift for the birds that follow. By flying in a V formation, the whole flock adds 71% greater flying range than if each bird flew alone.
Fact 2. When a goose falls out of formation, it suddenly feels the drag and resistance of flying alone. It quickly moves back into formation to utilize the assistance of the bird immediately in front of it. Fact 3.
When the lead goose tires, it rotates back into the formation. Another goose flies to the point position.
Fact 4. The geese flying in formation honk to encourage those in front to keep up their speed. Fact 5. When a goose gets sick, wounded, or harmed, two geese drop out of formation and follow it down to help and protect it. They stay with it until it dies or is able to fly again.
People
Who share a sense of community travel on the wings of one another.
As with geese, we are dependent upon each other's unique gifts and resources.
As we encourage each other from the heart, our wings are strengthened.
If we have as much sense as geese, we stand by each other in difficult times as well as when we are strong.
All around the world, Waldorf communities are celebrating Michaelmas. And Dr. Steiner gave a verse for bell ringing time that some classes share. And today, the 8th graders are going to share with you Steiner's verse for closing the school day.
To wonder at beauty, stand guard over truth, look up to the noble, resolve on the good. This leadeth us truly to purpose in living, to right in our doing, to peace in our feeling, to light in our thinking, and teaches us trust in the workings of God, in all that there is in the widths of the world, in the depths of the soul.